Hi there, welcome back to the Top Percentile YouTube channel. Today on our channel, we have Nitin More with us, who has scored a 99.9 percentile in the first attempt of MBA CET and has topped the exam in his category. So, first of all, Nitin, big congratulations to you and thank you for taking our time to inspire and motivate and guide the next year's aspirants. पहले तो नितिन कैसा लगा after you saw the score, you found out you topped the exam in your category, and how did your parents feel? Tell us everything.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you so much, Aditya, for having me. I mean, I used to watch interviews of toppers during my preparation for motivation and all. And now being on other side of it feels surreal. And honestly, there were three parts in my celebration. First one happened when the response sheets of first attempts were released. So as we all know, CET happened twice this year, and everyone expected that both the response sheets to come together. But suddenly, 1 week prior to second attempt, CET cell dropped the attempt one response sheet. And for 2-3 days, I was in complete confusion. कि check करूँ या नहीं, and what if the score is bad? What if it affects my confidence in attempt two? So I was not sleeping properly, literally. Then finally, I decided कि चलो check कर लेते हैं. So I sat with my girlfriend. She is my lady luck, and we checked it together. Thanks to TTP score calculator, I saw around 158 marks out of 200 in slot 2, and I was there in top 15 students in leaderboard. At that moment, all the struggles of previous 6-7 months flashed before my eyes. The late nights, the self-doubts, the pressure of balancing everything. And I'm not someone who cries often, but tears just started rolling down automatically. And I was simply thanking Ganpati Bappa and Hanumanji. And दूसरा moment आया जब score cards release हुए. So at you messaged me asking about my percentile, but I was little superstitious that day. So for some reason I thought कि ये दिन lucky नहीं है. So I postponed checking it. And next day, once again with my girlfriend, I checked the scorecard and saw 99.90 percentile. I was extremely happy. And but at the same time, I was little nervous because everyone, got unusually high scores this seat. And instead of celebrating wildly, I was just thankful to God that my hard work had finally paid off. Then तीसरा moment आया, and that was the biggest surprise. Actually, the next day you forwarded the link of Times of India article and simply wrote क्या बात है. And I just opened that article and thought you had sent it by mistake because it was talking about the CT statistics and toppers. And then I scrolled down and suddenly saw my name in rank one in my category. So for a few seconds, I genuinely thought that I was reading someone else's result. I just stared at screen, looked up in the sky, and was laughing. And I immediately called my parents, my sister. Everyone was overjoyed. When I was a kid, whenever my name used to come in local newspaper, my family used to cut that article and preserve it in that file. I still have that file. And this time, everyone simply took the screenshots and uploaded on the WhatsApp and Instagram stories. And trust me, my DMs were flooded that day. Even people I had met once or twice were messaging me congratulations and all. And I mean, it was surreal feeling. And more than that, it was like a proof that if you stay consistent and trust the process, good things eventually happen to you.
Amazing, amazing, and very, very heartwarming response from your family, from you. बहुत अच्छा लगा कि how पूरा struggle के बाद when things finally work out, how not just you, how the entire support system around you feels. Uh, it's amazing to hear. So tell me thoda about the CET attempt. What was your genuine attempts? Paper में क्या strategy था? Just tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so my slot was slot 2 for attempt 1 and slot 7 for attempt 2. what I followed in the mocks, like I used to attend abstract first, then VA, then LR, then QA. Uh, I mean, if you talk about the permutation and combination, there are 24 ways. So जिसको भी जैसे try करना है वो कर सकता है. This worked for me. I mean, I used to give first 45 to 50 minutes for abstract and VA, and last 100 minutes for LR and QA. So I like that combination because 125 questions in 100 minutes is quite achievable. So I followed the timestamps thoroughly. कि 15 मिनट्स अगर एब्स्ट्रैक्ट को दिए हैं तो कुछ भी हो जाए मुझे 15 में ही करना है. अगर 25 में से 20 हो रहे, लास्ट 5 आई यूज टू मार्क रैंडमली एंड मूव ऑन. देन फॉर वीए आल्सो सेम स्ट्रेटेजी. नेक्स्ट 35 to 40 minutes फॉर वीए. अगर नहीं हो रहा है जस्ट मार्क रैंडमली एंड मूव ऑन. Yeah, so that was my attempt strategy. So for slot 2, I was able to manage 170 to 180 good attempts, and rest of them were flukes. I got 158 in it, and for the attempt 2 in slot 7, my good attempts were 190 something around, because we all knew कि क्या पेपर पैटर्न आने वाला है, and we prepared accordingly. So 190 good attempts were there, and I got 166 in it. Still have a lesser percentile than slot 1, but I got 166 in slot 7. So I think everyone should know कि उनकी priorities क्या है in terms of sequence, and their weaknesses क्या है. उसके हिसाब से अगर कोई प्लान करता है तो दैट विल बी गुड इनफ, एंड यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस इट इन मॉक्स थरोली कि मेरे साथ क्या सही जा रहा है, क्या गलत हो रहा है. दैट यू हैव टू एनालाइज एंड यू हैव टू डिसाइड दैट सीक्वेंस प्रॉपर्ली. दैट वाज माय स्ट्रेटजी, आदित्य.
Got it. थोड़ा पहले जाते हैं. What was your journey till this CET attempt? Did you take any other exams? थोड़ा उसके बारे में बताओ हमें.
Yeah, so I come from very humble family background from Jalgaon. I completed my schooling there, and later I pursued my civil engineering from College of Engineering Pune, graduating in 2021. Now here is where life took a interesting turn. Like most of the engineering students, I was supposed to take a technical role, but during COVID period, my priority was simple, just to support my family financially. So when I got a campus placement opportunity, that too in sales role, but with a very good reputed company, I took it without overthinking. And looking back at it, I think that was a blessing in disguise, because I joined it as a graduate engineer trainee, became a territory sales in charge, then eventually became assistant manager. And those 4 years taught me lessons that no textbook ever could. Handling pressure, dealing with rejections, building your relationships, and most importantly, understanding people. Yeah, that was my last 4 years. Then around January 2025, I started asking myself कि इसके बाद क्या करना है. Then obvious answer was MBA. The funny part is that by that time, all the MBA entrance exams were closed, and the only major exam still remained was MBA CET. So I thought कि चलो यार देखते हैं क्या होता है. I filled the form, and my preparation was honestly close to zero. I literally gave only one mock, that too before exam. And despite of that, I scored 96.7 percentile. I know this percentile will never end up you getting a good college. But later I came across to the TTP's YouTube video where Srikanth were explaining the backdoor entry to JBIMS, that is MHRD and MSc Finance. So I thought कि चलो इसको भी apply करते हैं. I applied for both of them. I got calls from both of them, but couldn't able to convert it. Actually, it hurt, but it also gave me the clarity that I felt maybe the capability wasn't the problem, but the preparation was the problem. So I spoke with Srikanth again and asked him ki, what should I do next. So he told me, don't restrict myself to the CET itself, give other major MBA exams also. So I prepared for CAT, XAT, and all other omits too. I worked hard, but when the results came out in January 26, I was little disappointed because none of the scores were close to my expectations. And honestly, that's the phase nobody talks about because when you prepare for months and you get emotionally attached to that particular exam, and it's not just the score anymore, it becomes your part of identity. And for almost 15 days, I didn't touch any single book. I was full of self-doubt. I kept asking myself, "Ki MBA was even meant for me or not?" Then one day I just decided, let's forget about it. Just give an honest attempt, not the perfect one, not the pressure-filled one, just an honest attempt where I should not feel after exam कि यार कुछ और effort मार सकते थे. The good thing was CAT and XAT preparation had already covered most of my concepts. So for CET, my focus shifted completely to mocks and their analysis. So I literally every day gave mock, no excuses, no mood-based studying, no waiting for any motivation, just showing up every day. And in total, I ended up giving more than, I guess, 85 plus mocks. And I genuinely believe those mocks changed everything. People often ask me कि क्या secret था भाई कैसे लाया इतना score. But honestly, there was no secret. It was simply showing up every day and learning from your mistakes. So yeah, I feel your first result doesn't define your potential actually. Sometimes you are just an honest attempt away to completely different story.
Amazing, amazing. I'm sure you are also glad. We are also glad कि you didn't settle last year and you pushed for one more attempt, and that made all the difference. But guys, you can see the discipline जो नितिन ने दिखाया है. Motivation का नहीं. Obviously, we try to motivate students, but 85 mocks मतलब or every day he's either taking a mock or doing analysis, and वो पूरा efforts compound होके you can see the result. So this is, I'm not saying 85 mocks is the number, yes है, but discipline और hard work में this is what it takes. मतलब effort, hours और वो सब. Mocks का number can be different for different people, but hard work and discipline में this is the example that you guys should follow, because ये लगता है to get into any top, मतलब JBIMS हो या top IIMs or Excel, FMS, whatever, people who get in are putting in this much effort. So Nitin, you were a TTP student. How was your experience with the top percentile?
Yeah, so Aditya, I think today there is no shortage of content for MBA preparation. YouTube पे ही free resources है, अच्छे faculties है, and if someone is genuinely disciplined, they can prepare and learn concept from almost anywhere. But in my opinion, the real difference is not the content. The real difference is the mentorship. Who is guiding you when your scores are stuck? Who is helping you to identify your mistakes? And I think that's where my experience with TTP was different. From day one, मुझे कभी भी नहीं लगा कि I'm talking to some teachers or mentors. I felt like I had a group of seniors or friends who genuinely wanted me to succeed. So whenever I had doubts regarding strategy or mocks or even moments of self-doubt, there was always someone available to help, and nobody made me feel that my questions were too repetitive or too basic or too small. And one thing that really stood out was emphasis on mock analysis. तो ज्यादातर लोग mocks देने पे ध्यान देते हैं, but TTP taught me how to analyze them. And trust me, that's where the actual improvement happens. I still remember the discussions around identifying the weak areas and optimizing the attempts, sectional order, and understanding where marks were being left. So those small improvements added up over the time and eventually made a huge difference in my score. So yes, my experience was genuinely great, and I would definitely recommend aspirants to explore TTP if they are looking for not just for the classes but a proper guidance or mentorship throughout their MBA journey.
It's very nice to hear that, Nathan. Thank you so much that you liked these aspects that we focus on because मतलब हमारा भी यही था कि we think these are the most important because books भी lectures भी it is easily available now, but mentorship is what we try to give to our students.